Pay no heed to the fact that we started in the wrong zone today. Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Steven, aka Storm, and we are back for some more of the Elder Scrolls Online as Reewish, the Mighty Battle Lizard, here in the ever-wonderful Somerset DLC. Again, please ignore the fact that we started off in the wrong zone. I was working on daily quests to try to grind out some style pages that I needed, that I desperately need, and I've been doing them on all my characters that the quest is available on, including this one, but you're not missing anything. It's all content that we did when we were doing Markarth. So, but anyways, I want to welcome everybody back that's come back so far, or if you come back if you're watching this in the future, thank you for watching this as well. We're going to go ahead and pick up where we left off the other day before we did some of the side quests last time, which was working on, let's see. Culture Clash. Yeah, Culture Clash is what we're working on today. Alinor Royal Palace. It's the fabled throne of Alinor, which is occupied most continuously by a single line of royal succession dating back to... I didn't get to finish reading that. I'm not dressed fancy enough for this place. Oh well. Hello, courtier.
Did I see you with that Nord? You really need
that
to
Nord.
reconsider the company you keep.
What does Rigert need to do to secure an audience with the Proxy Queen?
An audience with the Proxy Queen for a Nord? Well, an introduction requires certain documents. A recommendation from the appropriate Sapiarch, for example, as well as an audit from the Divine Prosecution. And perhaps a small favor for me.
So if we scratch your back, you'll scratch ours?
A crude yet accurate analogy. Get Sapiarch Tandeman to provide a recommendation, and Justiciar Rolimdel to give Rigert a legal writ validating his credentials. Then, as a favor to me, acquire a pair of tickets to Thespian Enigma's next performance.
Tell me more about the items you want Rigert to acquire.
More? You newcomers just seem to want and want and want. Very well. Which of these very necessary items would you like to ask about?
Tell me about Sapiarch Telderman.
Tandenman is the Sapiarch of Foreign Observations. He's Somerset's leading expert on the cultures that aren't Altmer. He's excited about the Queen's decree.
Hey Joe, welcome to the stream.
He finally gets to meet outsiders face to face. You can find him here in Alinor.
How do we get the Sapiarch to give Rigert a recommendation?
You'll have to ask the Sapiarch. Perform a favor of some sort, I suppose. Nothing too outrageous. Probably he'll want some help interviewing the mass of newcomers flocking to our shores. Now, if there's nothing else...
Who's Justiciar Rolimdel? Hey, welcome to the
Rolimdel
stream.
serves as an officer of the Divine
How are you?
Prosecution, enforcing both secular and religious law. He'll provide a legal writ that confirms Rigert's diplomatic credentials. For a small favor, of course. You can find him in Lilandril.
Another favor?
Favors are the currency of power here in Somerset. But don't concern yourself too much about it. Rolimdel will probably just want help with some minor legal matter or another. Nothing that you and the Nord won't be able to handle.
Tell me about Enigma.
The beautiful and mysterious
Aw, tea party.
Enigma. I am a true admirer of her work. The Thespian might be the House of Referee's best. I certainly think so. And so do a lot of others, based on the scarcity of tickets. I expect you can find her in Relenthiel.
How am I supposed to get tickets if they're that hard to come by?
That's for you to solve. If Riggett actually wants to see the proxy queen, that is. Dealing with Enigma shouldn't be much different from dealing with the others. She is a high elf, after all. Favors go a long way, even at the House of Reveries.
Well, they owe me a favor, so that shouldn't be too big a problem. How's your tea party going? Is she overstuffing you with tea? I'm sure you can't see the air quotes, but they're there. I remember one of the camps I was working, some of the girls were having a tea party, and they made us counselors participate, and they just kept filling our cups up over and over and over again. No, we're taking turns pouring. Okay. Keep forgetting that... Oh, hold on, wait. Before we do anything, I forgot I made myself some new potions. Finally, I've been talking about it for like forever and a day that I was going to make myself some new potions. And I finally did it, and I almost forgot to take them out of the bank. Please do not look at my bank. It is an absolute mess. Ground cat. Well, yep. She has a teapot that makes little pouring sounds. Oh, that's really cool, actually. There we go. I got some better potions now, so... Alright, let's talk to the Sapiarch. Sapiarch.
I hope you aren't here about anything important. My schedule is completely full. I couldn't possibly squeeze you in before the mid-year Mud Crab Festival.
I need you to write a recommendation for Rickert, the Nord Ambassador.
A recommendation? I'll have you know that I don't just throw those together in a slapdash fashion. A recommendation.
Slapdash fashion?
Carefully considered. I can't be too cautious when it comes to endorsing new arrivals.
Courtier Vandelwyn sent us. She suggested you might require a favor.
Vindilwyn? Why didn't you say so? If you can acquire items of cultural significance from the newcomers, say something from a Khajiit, a Breton, and an Argonian, I might be persuaded to write a recommendation for Ambassador Riggett.
I suppose you have a particular Khajiit, Breton, and Argonian in mind?
As a matter of fact, I do. The Khajiit's name is Urjara. Exotic, don't you think? Henri Ondare is the Breton, and the Argonian calls herself Grayscale. Bring me something that belongs to them and reflects their cultures, and then we can talk.
Very well. The things I do for Riggert, huh? Hello, Henry.
Not now, friend. I haven't been able to secure work in this city, and I fear instead of opportunity, this land of high elves holds nothing but disappointment for newcomers such as me.
I'm looking for cultural items related to Somerset's newly arrived immigrants.
Are you now? Well, I'm trying to find a job. Looks like we're both going to be disappointed. On the other hand, I do have this turtle clasp, crafted in the Breton style. I might be persuaded to give it to you for the right price.
If you're having trouble finding work, I don't mind paying 69 nice gold for it.
It will indeed. Now, where did I put that? Oh, here it is. Take it and use it in good health, my friend. It was a pleasure doing business with you.
Very well. Let's see.
The Office of Divine Prosecution seeks a temporary botanical...
Hello, Grayscale, my sister.
I'm not sure what I expected when I decided to journey to Somerset, but it sure wasn't this. No rest for the weary, and always more work to do. Forgive my lack of manners. Is there something you need?
I'm looking for cultural items related to Somerset's newly arrived immigrants.
Really? Well, I didn't bring much with me, just my recipes. In fact, I just made a bowl of Ojisaka for Races the Moose. He hasn't tasted it since he left Merkmire. Mentioned he had a craving. I was about to take it to him in that sack.
Okay, so we can threaten her, or we can ask her if we can have it. What do you guys think? Should we threaten her and guarantee getting it, or should we just ask her if we can have it? Give you guys a minute and see what you guys think. Be a gently lizard. Ask nicely. That's one from M Sharp. Hey M Sharp, how you doing? Sorry. Uh, did you have fun at least? And since no one else voted, we're going to go ahead and say, will you give me the LJ Saka? That seems like a perfect Argonian culture item.
Give you Races Ojisaka? I don't think so. It's extremely difficult and time-consuming to make, and I promised that bowl to my friend. You'll just have to find some other Argonian to steal from.
So now our only choices are to threaten her or to steal the item. Yep. And I'm a fellow lizard too, so I'm probably just gonna steal it. I gave her a chance. Hello, my friend.
Does this one regret leaving elsewhere and making the journey to Somerset? No, for Joan and Jode watch over me and bless me with health and good fortune. How can Ordura help you, friend?
I'm looking for culture items related to Somerset's newly arrived immigrants.
This one brought a few heirlooms with her, whatever could be stuffed in my carry sack. Ordura has a Khajiit navigation stone, for example. Lets me find my way even in this strange land. I couldn't part with it, though. It has sentimental value.
Sapiarch Telderman would be extremely grateful if you let him have your navigation stone.
The Sapiarch? Why didn't you say it was for the Sapiarch? Of course, Ordura will let you have this beautiful Khajiit item of cultural significance, as long as it's for the Sapiarch. Please let him know that this one was happy to comply.
Oh, that's not good. I kind of feel bad about that now.
Newcomer, are you ready to administer justice?
Oh, there's Rickert. Hello, Rickert.
Courtier Vindilwyn was kind enough to tell me who she sent you to perform favors for. I've been sitting here drinking and having a most pleasant conversation with Sapiarch Tandemin. Were you able to acquire the items of cultural significance he requested?
Yes, I acquired items from the Khajiit, Breton, and Argonian just as he asked.
You did? That is most excellent, my good friend. But Rigert has an even better idea. We should also give the Sapiarch one of my gifts. Nothing says culture like a Nord keepsake. But which one do you think he would like best?
I think the Debella's Night Blossom favor would make the perfect gift for the Sapiarch.
Interesting. The Night favor depicts a beloved Nord god. It is solid and will last forever. And it might help the Sapiarch if he ever finds a sweet onion. And by sweet onion, Rigert means a lover. A perfect choice.
You didn't have to point that out, Riggert. Let's give the Night Flower and the other cultural items to the Sapiarch.
Friend Sapiarch, here are the cultural items you asked for, along with a gift from Riggert. A Nord Knight favor.
That's everything I wanted. Plus an arousing example of Nord erotica.
Oh, Nord erotica. Ugh.
Here is the official letter of recommendation you requested.
This is the very thought makes me sick. Ugh. You know, Nords and Orcs have a lot in common when it comes to courtship. Just saying. Yeah, Nords might not be allowed to have as many wives as Orcs have, but, you know. You can't handle a strong Nord woman? Oh no, it's not the strong Nord woman I can't handle. It's the fact that she wants you to go and kill a mammoth before you come to ask her out. Is the You need more tea, Stevie. Tell her I had some tea last night, and I'll probably make some tea later, but I'm having water right now. Oh, there's a Psijic portal around here. Hold on. Let's deal with this first. Hold on. Where's the Psijic portal at? It can't be the one down on that island. We already sealed that one. Where is this portal supposed to be at? Did I get the one on the island down there, or did I miss it? Hold on, I might have missed it. Let me go down here and see if I got this portal real quick. No, it looks like I already sealed that breach. It looks like it's already sealed. Yeah, no, that breach is already sealed. Where is this breach at? Sometimes I don't understand how this works. This isn't normal. But that breach is definitely already sealed. And I don't see any other breaches in the area I could possibly be picking up on. Enigma.
Milk drinker. Milk drinker. Is that really a Nord insult? How benign. And what do you want? Can't you see I'm trying to rehearse? I always have trouble with the accents of the lesser races.
I need 2 tickets for your next performance.
You need tickets, do you? Well, so does the Sapiarch of Shimmerine, the Navy's High Battle Reeve, and the Proxy Queen of Alinor. Do you know what I need? I need to figure out how to play Hildegrom, Battle Maiden of Skyrim, before the curtain rises.
Ambassador Riggert comes from Skyrim. He might be able to help you with that.
Ambassador Riggert? I don't believe I've had the pleasure. Well, if he can help me find Hildegrom's voice and mannerisms, I'll happily give you 2 tickets to my next performance.
There you are, Riggert.
Courtier Vendilwyn told me who she sent you to talk to. and Rigert always wanted to meet a famous high elf thespian, Lady Enigma. Greetings and salutations from the Nord Cultural Exchange.
Enigma needs help preparing for her role as the Nord battle maiden, Hildegrom.
Hildegrom? She's my favorite hero. I'm sure that one of my Nord gifts will inspire Enigma and help her find the voice of the battle maiden. But which one do you think will make her feel like a proper Nord?
I think Essence of Mammoth would be perfect for inspiring Enigma's performance.
Essence of Mammoth, of course! Not only will it make Enigma smell like a proper Nord battle maiden, it will also make her irresistible to bull mammoths, snow bears, and half-drunk Nords.
Half-drunk Nords.
It's the perfect choice.
Let's give the Essence of Mammoth to Enigma. She'll love it.
Rigert has just the thing to make Enigma feel like a Nord. Essence of Mammoth.
What a powerful odor! It reminds me of mammoths charging across fields of ice and snow.
You smell like a proper Nord battle maiden now.
The stench! It makes me woozy, but also fills me with Nord bravado. How inspiring! Milk drinker! That's it! That's the voice! You've earned these tickets, Ambassador Rigert.
The things I do for Rigert. Yes, oh my indeed. The things I do for Rigert. I'm going to be sorely disappointed if Rickert doesn't show up at some point during next year's adventure. He hasn't missed a chapter yet, actually, come to think of it. No, he did miss Morrowind. He wasn't in Morrowind, but he hasn't missed another he hasn't missed a chapter since. And since he wasn't in Murkmire, this would be a perfect opportunity for him to be. I'm fairly certain he's going to show up in the city of Gideon, which is it's an Argonian city, because he wasn't in Murkmire, and that would just be the perfect place for him. Would be in the Argonian section of Blackwood. All right, and we're going to head up and find the Justicar. Excuse me, sorry. There you are, Justicar.
Sometimes I wish the criminals and lawbreakers would take a holiday. Then the officers of the Divine Prosecution could catch up on our paperwork. Is there something you need, newcomer?
I need a writ of authenticity for Ambassador Rigert of Skyrim.
A writ of authenticity for a Nord ambassador? That's a highly unusual request, considering that a newcomer is the one making it. The Divine Prosecution requires weeks, sometimes even months, to properly audit diplomatic credentials.
Courtier Veldwin sent us. She suggested you might require a favor.
Vindilwin? She loves to engage in the commerce of favors. Very well. A cup and bowl were stolen from the Alinor Palace. Favorites of the Queen, I'm told. Recover these items, and I might be persuaded to issue Rigert a writ of authenticity.
Any idea who stole the cup and bowl?
Ideas? Plenty. Proof? Nothing that would hold up in a court of law. Not yet, anyway. But I'm more concerned with recovering the items. Stolen goods usually find their way to the pirates in Waston Coraldale. I'd start my search there if I were you.
Ah, that was the other quest that was back in that delve. So we're going back to the delve again. I wish I'd done this first. So many flavors, yes. Or favors, yes. I mean, that's about how it was when we were doing Markarth, because the Reach folk deal in favors. So it was favors, 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 favors. Wasted Corridel. This should be a quick trip in and out. Yeah, we actually did the story here 2 weeks ago, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was 2 weeks ago we did the story here. The Royal Bowl. We must acquire the Royal Bowl. The Royal Bowl has been recovered. Now we just have to find the Royal Cup. Actually, quite a big area it could be in. Oh, there it is. That was pretty fast. Can we just paint one gold? I'm sure they would notice the difference. I'm sure they have, like, writs of authentication at the bottom. By the way, Lisa has convincibility to work on some Yes, that is really good, because I know a lot of the vegetarians have been really disappointed with our menu over the past several years, so that was very good of Lisa to do that. You should let her, like, know, because I know that Sadie has gone vegetarian, or at least she had. I don't know if she still is or not. I haven't talked to Sadie in a hot minute. But the ones of you that are vegetarian should probably get some kind of input on what is, like, what is provided. I would message Mark about that. See if there's anything he can recommend. So. Yeah, no, it's good news. It's really good news because I know it's been a really big problem over the years. So. Because it's like the 90% of the vegetarian, and I'm using air quotes again, options were, oh cool, like is that the menu for both, like all the the entire menu for the week? Because I might be interested in getting my hands on that. I just know one of the first things the kids are going to ask me when they start showing up on Monday is, or well, not this Monday, but Monday for camp. They're gonna be like, "What are we having for all week long?" I'm like, "Oh, of course." Oh, I actually don't know. Are we gonna have? Do you think we'll have any of our kids back from? I know for a fact that we're gonna have some of the kids because their mom messaged me and told me they were coming. So I know that certain kids are coming. But do you think we'll have most of our kids back, or because I know some of them aged out, but some of them were still young enough we should still have them, right? No, now I'm kind of concerned because, like, I'm trying to think of which of our kids could come back this year. That's fair. And are they limiting it to, like, ones who don't require, like, the ones who require less, less one-on-one contact? Like the people that require extra special care?
Vindilwin told me where she sent you. I've been having the most interesting conversation with this divine prosecution person here. Did you know the tall elves have at least 3 rules for every possibility? Oh, did you find the stolen goods?
I'm going to text you something, because what I'm about ready to ask you doesn't have any need to be on this chat, but I just want to make sure of this because this is something that may actually be a concern with the precautions and stuff, so. Okay. I recovered the stolen items from the Anwar Palace for Justakar Roldamun.
Rigert is so happy he could kiss you. The last time I did that, though, Thane Mera punched me in the nose, so... I know. Let's give the good Justiciar one of my Nord keepsakes. Which one do you think he'd like best?
I think the depressing stuffed goat would make the perfect gift for Justakar Roldamun.
Interesting. The stuffed goat represents stoic bravery, and she never breaks any rules. I mean, how could she? She's dead. Anyway, she stands for all the same things as the divine prosecution. Yes, I think that's the perfect gift to give to the Justiciar.
Okay, let's give the stuffed goat and the recovered items to Justakar Roldamun.
The Nord Cultural Exchange proudly returns the Queen's stolen items. And this stuffed goat, it's a Nord treasure.
Have a dead goat.
I'll grant you that writ of authenticity now. A word of advice. If Vindilwin refuses to help, remind her that the divine persecution might remember the incident at the Battle Reeves dinner party.
Oh dear. Oh, scandalous. Might remember the incident at the Battle Reeves dinner party. I wonder what kind of scandalous things a high elf gets up to at such a dinner party. Yes, quite scandalous indeed. Perhaps she had a little too much wine and took off her socks. Makes me think of one of the end clips from one of Mini True Nerds videos where he has this, he goes up to this dead body and throws a hat on it and says, "Here, have a hat." "Oh, I'm sorry, that was insensitive, you don't have a head." No, in the video, it was a body that had no head. Because he threw it down on the chest of the body. He's like, "Here, have a hat." I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, that was, I'm sorry, you don't have a head." Courtier.
I honestly never expected to see either you or Ambassador Riggett again. Can I assume this means you acquired the items I specified?
Here is the recommendation, the writ, and the tickets you asked for.
So I see. I'll just file the documents away for later review, and slip those tickets into my bodice for safety.
Just making a joke.
We should be able to process your request and schedule an appointment for, let's say, 5 weeks from next Mondays.
5 weeks? That's not what we agreed to.
You're lucky I'm entertaining the Nord's request at all. Take the appointment and be grateful for this time with the Proxy Queen. I know newcomers who would kill for a meeting sometime this year, let alone in 5 weeks. Now, if you don't mind.
Don't make me pull out my trump card, lady. Riggert.
Riggert is so disappointed. How can I negotiate peace if I can't even get an audience with the High Elf Proxy Queen? What a terrible predicament this has turned out to be. Do you have any brilliant ideas, my friend?
You could threaten her with the information that Judas the card get provided. That might work.
Of course. Threaten the snooty High Elf with a scandal. High Elves hate scandals, snooty or otherwise. Watch how Riggert negotiates a difficult situation. No, better idea. You do it. That way Riggert gets to be the good Nord. More believable that way.
Dang it, Riggert. I guess I'm doing the dirty work.
Back again? You and that Nord are worse than a plague of fell runners in a field of swamp nettles. What do you want this time? He did what? How dare he? Why, I have a mind to... No. I see how it is. Very well. Tell the ambassador I'm impressed by his ruthless use of rumor and innuendo. I'll let the Proxy Queen know that Riggert is her next appointment.
Thank you, Courtier, for your willingness to cooperate. One thing I am concerned about is I'm worried about returning to those dark days where I was the only experienced male counselor on our side. I really don't want to return to those dark days, but fully acknowledge that it may happen.
What happened? Did the threatening words do the trick? Or is Riggert in even more trouble with the snooty High Elves now?
It worked. Courtier Veldwin has agreed to grant you an immediate audience with the Proxy Queen.
She did? I mean, of course she did. Riggert had every confidence in you. Thank you, my friend. Take this with the gratitude of the Nord Cultural Exchange. I think you'll like it better than that stinky essence of mammoth that I saw you ogling.
I wasn't ogling the essence of mammoth. I will throw you out the window, Riggert.
Proxy Queen Eleanor, may I present the Nord Ambassador, Riggert the Brash?
Okay, so he told, when they're done talking, I'll explain the story.
Face, Your Majesty. Sign the treaty, and we can break for dinner. Unless you want to be negotiating first.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, Ambassador. I'll listen to what you have to say, and we'll see where the evening takes us.
As long as the evening includes lots of mead, that sounds fine to me.
Ambassador, I find your Nordish inclinations to be most refreshing.
Oh,
Nordish inclination.
Riggert has plenty of inclinations, Your Majesty.
We look forward to finding out all about your
Oh, yeah.
inclinations, Ambassador Riggert. Come along. The royal chef makes a rabbit meatball pie that you'll absolutely devour.
Well, she did just get married last year, so and then have they decided on what date they're going to do the actual formal ceremony yet? Because are they still in? Are they still waiting to do the formal ceremony? So let me tell you how Rigert became the illustrious position, or gained the illustrious position of Nordic Culture Exchange Ambassador. So he was drinking at the Palace of Kings. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember anymore. So, but anyways, he was drinking at the Palace of Kings, and he remarked loudly in the presence of Joran the Skald King that the war was pointless, and that if Rigert was put in charge of it, it would be over in a week. And so he got roaring drunk, and he woke up the next morning on a boat on his way to Hrothgar. And that's how Rigert became the ambassador of cultural exchange. So basically, the King Joran and his thanes like shoved him onto a boat and sent him off. They're like, we don't want him. You take him. I believe, I'm not exactly sure on this, but if I'm not mistaken, I think Rigert's actually not allowed to come back to Windhelm in the meantime, so I think he's technically banished from Windhelm for the time being. It's not like a hard banish, but it's like a soft banish, if you catch my drift. Okay, so we should probably return to our Tam. Or we could do more side quests. I'm kind of in two minds about this. More side quest or work on the main quest? Well, why don't we put it to a vote in the chat? Guys, do you want me to do more side quests, or would you like me to move on with the main quest next? We'll give it 2 minutes until 45 minutes on the clock, and then if anyone wants to vote, we'll go with that option. If not, we'll just go ahead and roll for it, and we'll see if we're going to do more side quests or if we're going to continue with the main quest. So there's all kinds of side quests. There's a quest where we can save some people from a mine trap. There is a quest where we can help a zoo. There's a zoo right over here we can help out. Let's see. There is... Oh, there's a quest right over here where we can help High Elves retake a fortress that was captured by Sea Elves. There's another quest over here where we can help find some missing refugees. I think that might be it for like big side quests. Hold on. Let's see. Oh no, there's also a quest in Shimmerine as well. We can do. There's also a side quest in Shimmerine where we can help a mother find her missing son. The zoo sounds fun? Okay. Anyone else want to go to the zoo? Sure. Alright, we're going to the zoo. Get out my little pocket camera and get on my little shades and put on my little fanny pack, and we're going to the zoo. Now all we're missing is the child to run off and drag me towards the monkeys. I want to see the monkeys. I'm like, ah. Just don't lose your teeth at the zoo.
More ruins. You know, every stone tells a story.
I mean that literally, by the way. That wall over there won't shut up about how much it hates rain.
What quest are you got?
Please, you must help. I think my cousin Brengus has been captured by werewolves.
What happened?
Brengus got caught up in a love affair, see? Decided to run off with some high elf named Nirelin. I was supposed to meet them in Archon's Grove.
No, I don't think you did.
The island. But when I got there, all I saw were werewolves.
So Brignigus and Narlin were captured by these werewolves?
Yes, I'm sure of it. I couldn't find them anywhere. I did meet a high elf named Estadel. He wouldn't tell me much, but he was definitely searching around the grove. He may know more about the situation than I do.
I'll go to Archon's Grove and talk to Estheril. Started, Runaway's Tale. Well, let's take a little detour for werewolves. But no, I don't think you told me about someone losing their teeth at the zoo. That sounds like a very, very special situation. Okay, there's a time rift right over here, I think. Oh, there it is, time breach. Found it. Closing the time breach. Time breach sealed. Oh no, well, you know, I must have, was that the year I missed in 2015? Because if it was 2014 when that happened, I would have been there for that, but I don't remember the... That must have been the year I missed in 2015. Yeah, because I think in 2014 we went to the ice ring, not the zoo. Yeah, I think it was 2013 that we went. I think it was 2013 is when I went to the zoo because Harrison was just a really small child, and it was Zebulon's last year. I don't know about it until after camp was over, and he asked me to go see if they were there. So I don't know. He didn't tell you until camp was over. It's like that was Wednesday, and it was like 2 days of camp. He didn't have his teeth for 2 days. Okay, if I was werewolves, where would I... Oh, I didn't talk to the guy. I need to talk to the guy before we actually go do the thing. Talk to the guy so we can do the thing. Do, 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 do. Ah, okay. I miss Ed. He's a lot of fun. Hello there, Grumpy Puss.
I must say, I've just had the most dreadful day. First, my betrothed runs off with some wood elf, and then she manages to get kidnapped by werewolves. At this rate, my reputation may never recover. To think Nirelin would put me in such a position.
Ah, yeah. That's fair. Did you see Bregnus with her? His cousin said he may be in trouble too.
What do I care about Brengus? Honestly, I'd rather leave the two lovebirds to their fate. But if word got out that I left Nirelyn to die, or if she managed to escape and actually marry that wood elf, suffice to say, I can't just leave her.
What do you plan to do? Because there is a third option.
Well, I'm certainly not risking my life. You have the look of a ruffian. Want to take on the task? If you collect Nirelyn, or at least what's left of her, I'll make sure you're paid handsomely. Oh, and you could save Brengus as well, I suppose.
I'll rescue Nirelyn or bring back evidence of her death.
Excellent. Once you've finished, meet me near the Mages Guild in Shimmerine. Of course, discretion is key here. I want no word getting out about this little incident, not even to common folk. Rumors do tend to spread after all.
You seem more upset about your reputation than Nirelyn's safety.
Do you know how long this marriage arrangement has been underway? Decades. Decades worth of work. All gone if Nirelyn smears her name through wood elf muck. Why, I'd rather suffer 1,000 cuts than such a wound to my reputation.
Why did your marriage negotiations take decades?
Oh, well, of course, you wouldn't know, given your race. High elves take marriage most seriously.
Yeah.
The matchmaker must be contacted to research the couple's star charts, pedigree documents, that sort of thing. It's a lengthy process.
That'd be cool if he did. Sounds complicated.
Excuse me? Well, sorry that we don't take marriage as a fast and loose affair. Marriage, as in all things, must be as impeccable as possible. Family, physicality, all those things must be taken into account. Otherwise, it's just chaos. Disorder.
Right, let's get back to the task on hand. What can you tell me about Nirelyn?
I feel as though I told you plenty, haven't I? It's a private matter. If she's alive, just remind her of her obligations. We can still make this little fling disappear, even after this mess.
You're still willing to marry Nirelyn after all this?
Naturally. Pending death, there's no honorable way to cancel now. It's best just to be discreet. After all, I can't have everyone knowing my betrothed ran off with someone of another race. Ah, no offense meant, of course.
I ought to murder him. Let's just say that one of the ways that this ends is in such a way that I feel completely justified. It's not a good way to end the quest, but I feel like this guy kind of asked for it. He's not as bad as Narcissus. I will give him that. He is not as bad as Narcissus. You know, a lot of people could live very good lives just by not being as bad as Narcissus. Dude, I fought the werewolves of the Grey Host. You Thornfangs? Not even a threat. Yeah. Yeah, he's really lucky. Yeah, he definitely needs to rest and recover and not be running around after children. Especially and definitely not walking up and down that hill. My goodness. He fell off the hill one year. Oof. Yeah, no, I've slipped going down that hill before, but I didn't slip very far because I think somebody caught me. But I couldn't imagine actually falling down the hill. That would be, I think that might just be it for me if I did that. Because I think at that point I would just probably have smashed my glasses, probably smashed my face. Ugh. Oh, the edge of the path. Okay. That still sounds painful, though. Well, he might be able to get into, like, administrative, like, help with administrative stuff if that's something he'd be interested in. And I don't know if that would interest him too much. But I know, like, for example, when Chuck was getting up in his later years, he wasn't with the kids, but, you know, he was helping out by doing, that doesn't look normal. Does anyone else see a problem with that? But he was helping out, you know, either, like, move stuff or, like, you know, help out with the administrative part of things. So, I mean, if he really wants to do it, there may be things he can do that doesn't involve him being too physical. But it'd probably be better if he rested instead of, you know, getting back into things. But that still does not look normal. Should we even kill that griffin? I feel like we should just let that griffin alone. I think we're gonna let that griffin alone. Oh no.
Did you all hear me? I want to be left alone.
She's angry.
Wait, you're not one of the pack. Why, you're not even a werewolf. You need to leave now. It's far too dangerous here. They've already killed Brengus, and it's too late for me.
Your patrol sent me to bring you back.
Estidel. I thought I heard him whimpering earlier. I told you, it's already too late. I've been turned. There's no place in Somerset society for a werewolf. I'm doomed to live out the rest of my cursed existence as an outcast.
So you're just giving up?
What other choice do I have? I was miserable with Estidel, and I thought Brengus was my one chance to escape, to leave that life behind. He was going to protect me, and in the end, he couldn't even protect himself.
So you'll remain here?
No, I can't live like this, serving the very beasts who took everything away from me. Just end it, please. I'd rather die than be miserable. You can take my signet ring. That will prove to Estidel that you found my corpse.
Okay, so we have three options. The first option is we can persuade her. You can hide your true nature and return to Shimmering. Control is possible. The second option is, no, I won't take your life. Give me your ring and we'll be done with this. And the third option is, very well, I'll kill you and bring your ring to Estherville. Now, she asked me to kill her. Let me just point out right there, she's asked me to kill her. So, killing her would honor her request and she would no longer be a werewolf. Or we can force her to live a life as a werewolf and just declare her dead. Or we can try to convince her to return to her old life and try to control herself as a werewolf. So we'll give you guys a moment to vote, and we'll see what y'all want to do. Okay, got one for return to old life. Give it another. So was that in response to M Sharp's thing, Joe? Or was that in response to her requesting to be killed? So, this high elf lady has been turned into a werewolf. When the full moon comes out, she will shift into a ferocious, bloodthirsty beast, and she's afraid that she won't be able to control it, and that there's not going to be a place for her back in society. So she is requesting that we kill her, so that way she doesn't have to live out her life as a werewolf. But we can convince her to try to hide her nature. Yeah. So we can try to convince her to go back and return to her normal life, and can try to control the werewolf side of herself, or we can make her force her to live out her life as a werewolf by taking her ring back. Wait, you've never heard of a basement with chains and manacles? I mean, that is a thing, yeah. Yeah, or we can kill her and bring her some measure of peace and take the ring back to her betrothed. The problem is that her betrothed wants her betrothed really wants one of these two options. Like, these are really the two that he wants. He wants her dead, so that way she can't foil his reputation. And so, normally I do choose the persuade option, specifically because it rubs it right in that idiot's face, and I hate his face so much. But like I said, I'm not going to sway your guys' decision. I know how this plays out, so he can suck it. Definitely not kill her. Alright, so I got definitely not kill her, I got he can suck it, and I've got return to normal life. So, is everyone good with doing the persuade option? So that was a little too close for comfort.
One of the pack. No,
Alright,
I can't live
so we're
like
going
this.
with the persuade option. You can hide your true nature and return to Shimmering. Control is possible.
Well, I have always been good at controlling myself. I had to be. But still, where would I be going back to? Estidel? A loveless marriage with a mer I hate? I don't know if I could stand that.
Take control of your fate. Live how you want.
You know, you're right. Ever since I was turned, I feel stronger. Bolder. I don't need to marry Estidel if I don't want to. And I certainly don't have to live in the woods to make that choice. I'll end it, one way or another.
Ominous. Very ominous. Alright, one more thing we gotta do in here. Tell her to eat her betrothed. Oh dear, there's the griffin. M-Sharp, why did you summon the Griffin God to attack me? Honestly, I never would have expected that from you. Like, Oh no. Your sins of punishing the Thalmor must be punished. Wait, really? The eating your betrothal thing, I don't think I'd ever see you encouraging I couldn't see you as like a fan of like werewolves, like where the werewolves eat the people. I don't know why, but I just can't imagine that for some reason. Werewolves are just misunderstood. They're not ferocious, bloodthirsty beasts. 5 seconds later, my arm! He's eating my arm! Alright, now I gotta get out of here. I actually really don't like this delve too much because it's really annoying to do the quest here. I mean, I'm not, but clearly his reputation is worth more than his life. wife, yeah. I mean, rend him to pieces, sure, but I mean, encouraging her to actually eat him seems just a little bit extreme for you. Yum. Now I'm thinking about Foamy the Squirrel, and there's this episode called the Amityville Toaster, where if you put in a waffle, it pops out a human hand. All right, so we gotta go back to Shimmerine, so we're gonna ride back to Shimmerine real quick. Before we go to the zoo, we're still going to the zoo today. I've still got on my fanny pack. I've still got on my sunscreen. We are going to the zoo. Do Argonians need sunscreen? Argonians might not need sunscreen, actually. Ooh, it's a good question. Do Argonians need sunscreen? Because you're a lizard, I mean, surely, like, you don't have, like, normal, like, you have scales, not skin. Like, so surely you wouldn't need to put sunscreen on scales, right? By the way, I love the way I love the tail animation. I love the way it wiggles as I ride. No, what are you doing? Vamps need to stand by their wolf friends. I mean, you heard nothing. According to Google, lizard scales are enough to protect themselves from the... Okay, so yeah, Argonians don't need sunscreen. So I got my fanny pack and I got my sunglasses, but I don't have on sunscreen. We're definitely going to the zoo today, and that's the question
Mara,
here.
help me.
Maybe a bit much.
There you are. Quickly, over here. Well, were you able to find Nirelin? Or at least, whatever those werewolves left of her?
I rescued Nurlin from the werewolf. She should be here soon.
I see. Well, at least I won't have to begin my marriage negotiations anew. As long as Nirelin's willing to put this incident behind her, all will be well. Here's your payment for a task well completed and your discretion on the matter.
Uh-huh.
I've returned, Estadel, and I've reflected on my actions.
I suppose nearly getting yourself killed will do that. I'm just glad you finally came to your senses.
Yes, of course. Dearest, tell me. Our wedding day, weren't we told the moons would be full?
Why, yes. A most auspicious sign, the priests told us.
Oh yes, most auspicious indeed.
Turn him.
I very much look forward to it.
I don't think she's gonna turn him. I think she's just gonna kill him. Oh no, my husband was murdered on our wedding night by a werewolf. Whatever will I do? Oh no, not my husband. He was... I mean, he can ruin his own... Yeah. That is fair, actually. Oh, hey! It's the Flame Astronaut horse. Oh, I love it. Look how beautiful it is. It's a shame you can't buy this horse from him. I was really disappointed the first time I met this guy, and he wasn't selling the horse. Come on, let me have Ember. Is Hey Hey following? Yes, Hey Hey is following. Come on, Hey Hey, we're going to the zoo.
This breach is in a zoo. Wow. You know, I'm endlessly fascinated by animals. A bit like walking plants, eh?
Is that a lion running outside of the pen?
What a word that is.
Yep, that's a lion outside of its pen at the zoo. Talamore, do you want to tell me why there are lions walking around the zoo, not in their cages?
You've picked a bad day for a stroll in the park. Something's got into the animals. They're running wild, frenzied. I don't suppose you saw an Indrik on your way here, a tame one? She's my charge, and pride of the Queen's menagerie. I need to find her.
Animals? What is this place?
The Royal Menagerie. It holds exotic species from all over Tamriel. Now they're running loose, attacking the keepers and each other. It's a slaughter. It's too dangerous for a gentle Indrik like Lotus. Please, can you help me search for her?
So I guess I'm not here for sightseeing after all. Shame. You're certain she's not dangerous like the others?
Oh, Lotus has only ever known kindness. Gentle as a lamb. I hand-reared her from birth. She fled in the chaos, but she won't make it on her own. I have to find Lotus before she's hurt. Or worse.
Sorry, feeling a little prickly today. You're fine. I can help search for your Indrik.
This is the only place she's ever known. She won't have wandered far. I hope.
Any idea how all these animals escaped?
I wasn't at the epicenter of it all. I was about to feed Lotus when I started hearing the animals in a frenzy, yowling and slamming against their pens. Once the mammoths broke free, the whole place came apart at the seams. Total pandemonium.
Yeah, I can see that. So where are we looking for exactly? I don't know much about Indriks.
Indriks vaguely resemble deer, but you'd never mistake the two. Their horns and antlers sparkle like crystal, and their fronds and feathers are vibrant in any light. When Jeffers spun their shape, he made a tapestry of all life.
Why are you so concerned about this one in particular?
I raised her from a fawn, watched her grow up. I can't imagine losing her this way. And the Queen would never forgive me. She and Lotus were inseparable, until the duties of the crown called her away. I made a vow to care for Lotus in her stead.
Lotus was Queen Irene's pet?
A gift from the sovereign to his daughter when she was barely knee-high. Before she became queen, Her Highness spent many a day frolicking through the royal menagerie with Lotus. Hard to imagine now, I know.
Aren't there other keepers who can help us?
I didn't see anyone else come this way, but I hope the others made it to safety. I'd rather not dwell on the alternative. If anyone's still in peril, we should lend our aid.
Okay, let's head into the... I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to kill some of your livestock, because otherwise they'll kill me. And despite Star's effort, or Star's advice, I'm not going to let myself be eaten. Like the time she wanted me in East March to let the wolves eat me. She's like, no, let them eat you. It's like, no, I don't want to be eaten. Sealing the time breach. Time breach sealed. You just lead them to the goats. Oh gosh. Meh. Okay, well that's a dead end. I remember the first time I stumbled across this place, I was really confused at what was going on. Well, there's a dead mammoth there.
What did you find there? I don't see any sign of her here. Did you find anything?
The mammoth by the mammoth that mammoth by the top of the wall, it looks like it bashed its own head in.
Stars! I've seen wild mammoths charge the enclosure walls, but they usually give up pretty quickly. I've never seen one driven to battering itself to death. Not by anger, not even by panic.
Could it have been diseased?
That would be an explanation, but it came on so suddenly. It seemed to afflict all the animals at once. Except Lotus. She was spooked, but not aggressive. I hope that's still the case.
We should keep looking.
Right. Let's head further inside.
Honestly, I can't believe they thought these little cages would hold the mammoth. It's Zootopia all over again. But with more murder.
There, Locus's enclosure. Maybe we can pick up a trail.
Because what they did not show in Zootopia is the animals murdering people. You monster! How dare you hurt the kitties? Hey, those are murder kittens. Like it's justified. Tainted feed. Oh, that's not good.
Find something?
But they're just mysteriously raged.
I don't see any new tracks. She didn't try returning to the enclosure. Find anything that might put us on her trail?
No sign of Lotus, but something seems strange about the feed in her pen.
Huh. Let me see that. Smells off. Starting to turn color, too. It shouldn't have gone bad so quickly.
Could that be what's affecting the animals?
I've never seen an animal react so violently to spoiled food, and nothing this tainted would have passed our inspections. I think something was added, probably close to feeding time.
By another keeper?
No, it couldn't be. We care for these animals like they were our kin. No one I know would harm one of these poor creatures, let alone do something like this.
Lotus didn't eat this, right?
No, thank the gods. I just deposited it here when the trouble started. I don't think she'd graze on any now that it's become foul, but I'd rather not risk it. We should keep searching.
I'm ready. We have to save Lotus. Come forth, my own Indrik. Let's ride. Somebody's shouting for help. Sorry, I'm gonna have to kill some more kitties. You monster.
Like those lions crept up on me while I was distracted. Thought I was done for. Who are you, anyway? Some friend of Talamar's?
No, Talamar just asked for help finding his Indrik Lotus. Have you seen her?
He came back to find Lotus? I know he takes his duty seriously, but that's insane. I think I saw her drinking by the reflecting pool, but she's skittish. Bolted the second she saw me passing by. Good luck catching her.
You should stick with us. It's dangerous to be out here alone.
No thanks. I appreciate the help, but I'm not sticking around to herd Indriks in this mess. I'm getting out of here before I wind up something's lunch. You should do the same.
I'll be fine.
Good luck with your Indrik hunt, Talamar. Try not to get killed.
Elise, wait! We need to stay together! Damn it. Let's hope we have better luck with Lotus.
Hopefully. Indriks have this one really annoying ability, though, so... Hello, Dune Rippers. I haven't seen you guys since Elsewhere.
There she is! Lotus! After her!
Oh my goodness, so many lions. Do you think the Royal Menagerie got enough lions? Do you think they had like a buy 10 get one free special or something? And they're just like, oh yeah, give me 10. Or give me 20. And tigers and bears. Well, we haven't seen any tigers or bears. But I get the joke you're making. I haven't watched the Wizard of Oz in a very long time. And my brother used to watch it so much as a kid, it's like I can barely stand to watch it anymore. Look, the rule is, I won't hurt you if you don't hurt me, but if you attack me, you're dead.
Whoa, whoa!
Lotus!
Get a hold of your beast, Talamar! So, you managed
Lotus,
to teach it some
easy,
discipline
girl.
after all.
I'm here.
Called him Tin Man. So he called you the one who needs a brain, and you called him the one that needs a heart. Wow. Lotus. Look, Lotus is so pretty. I think Lotus even looks like one of my Indriks. Hold on. They're similar, but they're not an exact match. I'll pay you for it. What, the Indrik, or?
The Royal Menagerie is closed to the public at the moment. What are you doing here?
Talamar asked me to help search for his Indrik.
His Indrik? You mean the royal family's Indrik? Every animal here is property of the crown. He would be wise to remember that before his personal attachment interferes with his duties. Regardless, your search is over.
What happens to Lotus now?
She'll be secured in the inner paddocks until order is restored. This act of sabotage will not be easy to recover from. You claim you arrived after the incident?
Thanks, Karen. I found Talamar just outside the grounds, looking for Lotus.
I believe you. Whoever drugged today's feed supply knew too much about our procedures to have been an outsider. You may go, but I want you off my grounds. Talamar can escort you out, since watching Lotus seems too much for him.
I understand.
Talamar, take your new friend here and get off my grounds. The Rangers will take things from here.
But Lotus... Yes, Conservator.
Oh, poor Lotus.
Sorry about all this.
This isn't your fault, Talamar.
I just want you to know that even if the Conservator doesn't appreciate your efforts, I am truly grateful for your help.
Who was that anyways? Your boss?
Conservator Vinalora. She's the appointed curator of the Royal Menagerie. All the keepers and rangers serve at her pleasure. I wouldn't take it personally. She's not one for niceties under the best of circumstances.
Why would she throw us out in the middle of a crisis?
If she really believes a keeper is responsible for sabotaging the menagerie, I can't say I blame her. I can hardly believe it, but it's the only explanation that makes any sense.
Anyone you suspect?
Gods, no. I've worked with everyone here for decades. I just hope Vinalora catches the monster. Thank you again for helping me keep Lotus from harm.
My pleasure. Oh, guess who's back?
Here. We need to talk.
Denise? I thought you had already left. What are you doing sulking around here?
I didn't want to get you too involved, but I need help and there's no one else I can turn to. I was the one who drugged the animals. The plan wasn't for them to break loose, just stir up a fuss so I could slip into the conservatory unnoticed.
Peach. What could be in there that would be worth this much havoc?
Evidence. The menagerie is a facade. The ugly truth behind Silvarwoad isn't so pretty. There are entire sections blocked off from most of the keepers. Vinalora and her rangers guard them like a vault. The animals they take there never come back.
What? She is a... Yeah, she does, doesn't she? It isn't suspicious to anyone else?
People who question Vinalora don't last here. If she claims the animal is a risk of some kind, it's just quarantined in the inner paddock, never to be seen again. Something terrible is going on, and I mean to expose it. Help me prove that.
Alright, if what you say is true, I'll need to see myself.
It's going to take a lot more convincing for Talamar. I can tell. I don't know that he'll ever forgive me for the mess I've made here. But maybe you can get him to hear me out?
You're more than just a keeper here, aren't you?
I'm a spy for the Queen. I mean, I was a keeper first, but when the Queen asks you to serve, you serve. She asked me to keep an eye on Vinalora before she left for her coronation, but the Conservator has stonewalled my advancement.
Does she suspect you?
To her, I'm just some uppity Nebara trying to rise above my station. But once it became clear I wasn't going to get into her good graces, I had to improvise. We see how well that turned
out. You really did botch this up.
Hey, we can't all be slick and daring Khajiit of mystery.
To be fair, Queen Irene has a very different way of doing things, but yeah, her chief, her second in command is a Khajiit named Razumdar, so it's a lot of blood on your hands. You think you deserve Talamar's forgiveness?
I don't know. More than anything, I want to make sure it wasn't all for nothing. If I can find the proof that Vinalora is abusing these animals, then maybe it will have been worth it, and Talamar can at least understand why I took the risk I did.
Let's see. Any theories of what we'll find inside the conservatory?
All I know is, healthy animals are disappearing, and her story doesn't add up. She could be selling them to wealthy Altmer to line her own pockets, or even butchering them to sell their parts to craft workers.
Alright. Let's talk to Talamar.
She poisoned all these animals. She almost poisoned Lotus. And for what? It's true that I've never seen an animal move to the inner paddocks that's returned to outer enclosures, but she's suggesting what? That the Conservator is culling the herd?
Vine Lord said she was asking taking Lotus to the inner paddocks. Who would you trust?
I mean, this is a crisis. Lotus is the prize of the menagerie. She wouldn't... This is insane. You know that? What do you need from me?
Do you know a way into the conservatory?
It's a bit morbid, but I would search the bodies by the staff quarters near the main entrance. One of Vinalora's rangers might have had a key.
Alright, I'll search there.
All right, Elise, I'll help you. But if we don't find anything unusual in the conservatory, I'm turning you over to Vinalora myself.
Deal. If I'm crazy, go ahead and turn me in. But you know there's something going on here, Talamar.
Let's just get this over with.
Alright, let's roll. Up, it's a mammoth. No, I was just complaining earlier about having to kill a maid in order to or a mammoth to seduce a Nord maid, and I just killed a mammoth like it was nothing. So. What a lovely day at the zoo, yes. This is exactly what I had in mind when I thought of coming to the zoo, you know. A little murder, a little mayhem, a little lightning. Any respectable Nord should at least be able to kill a single mammoth. What about Argonian? Because I'm an Argonian, not a Nord. Yeah, for some odd reason, I'm not sure why, but they made Nords a tank race in this game. I mean, you can put them into DPS, they're just not really suited for it, the way other races are. So in the meta, you never see Nord DPSs. I mean, you can totally build a Nord DPS if you want to, and still be able to do all the PvE content. But like they made like the Nord's main purpose is a tanking race.
Did you find the keys? I'm feeling exposed out here.
I'm actually not a big fan of the meta, to be honest, which is why Reewish is an Argonian and not a High Elf.
It's coming from over here.
Yeah, they are known to be hardy, but like they're almost completely spec'd just to be tanks. So it's like there's not even real a hybridization like some other races have.
I knew they were up to something here. Smells awful. Alchemical. This equipment isn't incriminating enough on its own, though. Vinalora could justify it for medicinal uses. We need to find evidence that can't be explained away so easily.
Any idea what that could be?
Samples? Records? A test subject? Anything that proves without a doubt that the animals here are being used for something other than conservation. There's probably more upstairs.
Okay, let's go upstairs and take a look. Search the conservatory files. Inventory for this week's delivery of feed products as follows. 30 donkeys live, 14 bales of hay. Donkeys are considered feed. 2 bushels of apples, 4 barrels of minnows in brine, sorted. 10 packs of whole grain, 5 phials of glismer berry extract, concentrated. 1 jar of Nixed essence, 1 bottle ectoplasm. Chubloons continue to get chubby, adjust their feeding schedule, and remove any grains from their diet. They're called chubloons. Chub is literally in their name. Oh no, look at the poor birdie. We have to kill them all. Every single one of them must die. 30 donkeys a week? I'd like to know how they sustain this operation. It's probably funded by the Crown, to be honest.
Hey,
they're probably skimming money off the coffers. From a donkey breeding perspective.
You found something important, didn't you? I could read it on your face from across the room. What's in those papers?
Nothing good. See for yourself.
Vinalora, you piece of... This is everything I need to prove she's been abusing her position here. I have to get this to the Proxy Queen.
What about Lotus and Telemar?
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but he deserves to know. Let's find him and get out of here before our luck runs out.
Alright.
This should be all I need. Where did Talamar wander off to?
He's downstairs. There's a Dune Ripper.
Disobedience doesn't suit you, Talamar. Uncooperative animals don't last long here.
What have you done with Lotus, you monster?
I'd be more concerned for yourself right now.
That's pretty good. Fine lore. Come out of there. Come on. Come out of here. So we can fight.
Try something rash, and Talamar will sprout an arrow from the eye. You've all caused me enough trouble for one day.
Why are you experimenting on the Indrix?
They're a very special beast. Revered, even. As blessed beings who are as graced by the gods as we Ultima. They are a gift to our people. Not found anywhere else in the world.
Yes, Hey is ready to lay someone out.
Their potential too long.
To what end?
Maintaining our natural primacy. What else? The mongrels of Tamriel infest everything. Even our unspoiled isles now. but their overgrowth can be curbed. They only need a natural predator. The Indrix will be our immortal Adric Avengers.
I won't let you continue these experiments.
You're in no position to stop me. This enclosure is as strong as a fortress, and these barriers are impenetrable by even the Indrix' effortless teleportation. Surrender before my... What was that?
What was what?
No! The wards! The Indrix will run wild!
So much for your grand plans.
Elise, I should have known you'd be behind this!
Good luck containing your experiments. We'll give your regards to the Queen.
This isn't over, mongrel!
No! Not Talamar!
Pay for this!
Vinalora must have been more shaken than she looked. She didn't hit me.
Classic Delmar High Elf Supremist.
I don't usually work on people, but if I can stitch up feuding a Chater, I can handle this.
I'm going to find Lotus.
You can't be serious. There's nothing stopping Lotus from escaping on her own now. We've got what we need to bring Vinalora down. There's no reason to risk your life.
I promised Talamar I'd help keep Lotus safe, and I intend to keep it.
He's lucky to have found someone as foolish as he is. At least take my ward breaker, in case Vinalora reactivates the cages. I'll get Talamar out of harm's way. Good luck, alright?
Alright. Talamar, you got anything to say?
You can save Lotus. I believe that with every fiber of my being. Bring her back safe.
Okay, try not to die.
Hang on, Talamar. We'll get you out of here.
This way. I hate having to kill Indrix, but I will if I have to. Sorry, you have corrupted these Indrix and they're going to have to die. We can't have Indrix hunting people.
I've been wanting to see how the latest serum performs in live tests. Let's find out.
She's mad, run while you can.
Oriel, lead me from this forsaken place.
Disrupt the wards to free Lotus. What do you call a zoo without animals? I don't know. What do you call a zoo without animals? Follow Lotus to safety. Empty. Oh.
Lotus! She's all right. Thank Sheffer. Oh, thank you.
Lotus just merged with his body.
We're going to reopen that wound.
It's so good to see Lotus alive and well. I couldn't stop thinking of her, scared and injured, or worse. If Vinalora had turned her into
You
some
just said,
kind of
oh.
monster, I swear, we should flee before Vinalora and her rangers come after us.
Vinalore's dead. She tried to kill me with the help of one of her creations.
Gods, that's terrible. I won't shed tears over Vinalora. She had to be stopped. But I'm so sorry you have her blood on your hands. I guess this is the end of the Royal Menagerie.
How so?
With the Conservator gone, there's no one in charge of trying to get this place back in order. It'll all come apart by the time the Proxy Queen allocates a replacement. If she allocates a replacement.
You could do it.
Me? Run the menagerie? I'd love to see it put back the way I remember it. But will it ever be the same now that I know what was really happening here? I could just take Lotus and put all this behind us.
We have two choices we can make. We can say you should stay, you could make sure the animals are really cared for here, or it might be better to leave the animals in the wild where they belong. What animals? Yeah, we kind of killed them all, didn't we? Roll one animal still alive. I don't care. So I got 2 for staying. We'll give it another. We'll give it another few seconds. If no one else votes, we'll go ahead and proceed with staying. Zoos have been known to preserve dying species. Stay. Okay, so that's unanimous of the people who are actually voting in the chat. So you should stay. You can make sure the animals are really cared for here.
Yes, I know myself well enough to know I would be miserable just abandoning this place. I've poured so much of my life into it. Maybe I can do some good here. Change the way these animals are treated.
I can't think of anyone better.
These animals deserve better than to be left to fend for themselves. I owe them that much. I'll do everything I can for them. You have my word.
Good job.
Don't suppose I could declare it a wildlife preserve and leave the animals to roam freely, could I? I'm going to have my work cut out for me getting this place back in order.
What's the first order of business, acting conservator?
I'll take Lotus and try to find other survivors who escaped the chaos.
Natural causes, though.
Return won't be easy, but I'm certain I can get at least a few other keepers and rangers to follow my lead. After that, a whole lot of wrangling.
Lightning is natural causes, M. Sharp. You expect any trouble from Vinelord's people?
She's gone, and their operation is in shambles. I don't see why they'd stick around. But I'll be sure to burn their research at the first opportunity. Nothing like that will ever happen again under my watch.
I was attacked by the other Indrix when I was searching for Lotus. Is that normal?
Wild Indrix are aggressive towards things they perceive as threats. Even if Vinalora hadn't given them her vile serums, they couldn't have been happy about being penned up like cattle. There may be hope for them, if the legends are true.
What do you mean?
It is said that when Indra die, their souls don't leave Mundus. Instead, Jeffra plants them back into the land to sprout again as reborn fawns. If it's true, you think they remember their old lives? I like to believe Lotus will remember me.
If that's true, then also remember what Vinelord did to them.
Then I do hope they forgive us for her transgressions. I'll do my best to make it up to any others I meet.
How are things with Elise?
She endangered every living thing here with the stunt she pulled. It'll be days before we know the final toll of stopping Vinalora. I know Elise did this for the right reasons, but I don't know that I can forgive her for all this bloodshed.
Alright, we got another choice. We can say she made a mistake, but she did save you and Lotus lives on more than one occasion, or her recklessness had grave consequences. She shouldn't be let off easy. She helped us kill Thalmor, so yeah, I should have known M Sharp would be behind option number 1. She did save his life, so that's 2 options for 1. Endangered everyone. It's true, yeah, but she made a mistake, but she did save you and Lotus' lives on more than one occasion.
That's what makes it hard. Everything worked out for me. It's not my grudge I'm holding on to. It's theirs. All those innocent lives. She's a good person, but I'm going to need time.
I mean, that's fair.
I was going to recommend that the Queen shut this place down when I gave my report. But if Talamar thinks he can rebuild it into a place where the animals come first, I bet I can make the promotion stick. He was always her favorite keeper.
What's next for you?
I'll head to Alinor to present my findings to the Proxy Queen and send a letter to Queen Irene. After that, I don't know. I'm not really much use to either of them now. I guess a life of tending stables is all I'm really suited for.
So we have another option. We can say, I think you proved yourself here. Things don't go to plan, but you got the job done. Or you don't really seem suited to the life of a spy. She's no spy. That's one for, you don't really seem suited to the life of a spy. She's definitely not an Eye of the Queen. So that's 2 for not a spy. That's true. If I hadn't happened along right at that moment, so. Alright, with 2 votes to being into spy, I don't think we're going to be getting other votes except for maybe M Sharp, but so since that's 2 to 1, if M Sharp was to vote for the first option, we're going to go ahead and say you don't really seem suited to the life of a spy.
I know. If it hadn't been for you and Talamar, I'd probably be dead, Lotus would be a monster, and nobody would be the wiser. It was nice feeling important for a while, but wow, it's stressful.
Talamar could probably use your help here.
I suppose I do owe him for the mess I made. Assuming he'll even trust me around another animal, I'll consider it. One way or another, I'll get him the help he needs. Promise.
Alright. So we are done here at the zoo. And you know, that wasn't the vacation I was hoping it was going to be. Because why am I ever allowed to have a vacation, huh? Alright, let's go down and get this way shrine. I think I'm actually going to head down to Sunhold, because I intend on the next time I stream on Fridays to do on a Friday to do the public dungeons. So I kind of want to get those discovered on the map, so I figure I may as well do that next. I think there are collectibles I can get along this way. I think it's like up in that area right there. Yeah, put that chalice away. That's a dangerous chalice. Oh, hello, Indrik. I have no quarrel with you. Oh, hey, there's a quest here. Vinafui. Vinafui?
What kind of... If you've come to bask in the splendor of my latest outdoor arrangement, you're too late. They're ruined. Cast into unsightly disarray by a barbaric vandal. Just go home and spare yourself the disappointment.
What exactly has been vandalized?
My garden, my art, has been violated. Desecrated by some vulgar wood elf who thinks being raised in the wild gives him the right to pervert my designs. Now he's threatening my life. Can you believe it?
He wants to harm you over a garden?
Not just a garden, the very art of gardening. Eslian is waging a war on Altmer horticulture. I represent everything he despises, so he's targeting my work. He's gone too far this time, planting stranglers to ward me away. They could kill someone.
I'll deal with the stranglers for you.
Stranglers are a stubborn breed. Hacking them up would only be a temporary solution. What I need is proof that the Wood Elf is responsible, so he can't do any more damage. Perhaps Eslian left something at my gardens that could be incriminating?
How do you know this Wood Elf Elson is responsible?
Weeks ago, Eslian came here to convince me that wilderness should be allowed to grow unchecked and untamed, as in Greenshade. Obviously, I found his argument lacking. It wasn't long after that the tampering began.
Have you spoken to the authorities?
Of course, but they are of little help. Can't spare time for criminal mischief. It seems sullying our pristine lands doesn't count among the worst things all these Nebara are up to. It's obvious who the culprit is, but I lack proof, so he runs free.
What sort of proof am I looking for?
The Wood Elf's tampering is sloppy, careless, maybe even thoughtless. I'm sure he's left traces of his work. A discarded trowel, foreign seeds, his own dung, or whatever a Wood Elf uses to fertilize soil. It'd be trivial if not for the stranglers.
Why would the Vandal target you specifically?
I am the foremost authority of the Altmer botanical arts. My vision has literally shaped the lay of the land from Alinor to Sunhold, and my best arrangements grace the royal palace. If you take issue with our methods, you take issue with me.
Do people often take issue with your methods?
Occasionally, there are always up-and-comers looking to stir up controversy or make their mark, but no one who desired any respect in the field would stoop to sabotage or assault.
What was the issue Estron had with your work again?
He called our wilderness sterile and artificial. Nature is unruly and chaotic, but he's rather missing the point. Orderly, cultivated gardens are a refinement of the raw. A plant lacks the intelligence to reach its true potential. It must be guided.
What do you think why do you think the Strangler infestation and the vandalism are related?
Those monstrosities aren't native to any isle of Somerset, and they couldn't have crossed the seas naturally. Even if they could, the Stranglers would be more widespread. They were brought here and planted deliberately among my arrangements.
Alright, let's go see if we can't deal with this problem. Abandoned shovel. Bear hide pouch. Oh, well, that's not good.
Oh, sorry. It's safe over this way. Follow me.
Well, there's the wood elf in question.
I don't think anything untoward. Hope those stranglers didn't hurt you. They're ornery buggers. Nearly ate my fool cousin one time, but he was so drunk that... no, never mind. Not the time. As you can see, there's a bit of an infestation. Real mess. Has me a bit at a loss.
Are you Eslan?
Oh, have we met? Sorry, I don't remember. Never been good with names, or faces, or most details, really. Mom used to say my head would drift straight into the clouds if not for the canopy. Were you looking for me?
I'm told that you're the one who's been planting these stranglers.
Me? No. Well, yes, but not intentionally.
Not intentionally.
See, my brother's a bit of a prankster, and strangler seeds look a lot like white acacia. The short of it is, I did plant them. I just didn't know they were stranglers, and now I'm trying to get rid of them.
And now I'm trying to get rid of them. It's true. Why haven't you killed off the stranglers?
Killing them's not the hard part. I'll brew a poison that'll choke the roots until they're brown in the fronds. Trouble is, can't think of a way
it's a
to
bit
use it
ditzy.
without breaking the Green Pact. It's a real moral quandary.
I could spread the poison for you.
Oh, yeah, that'd do. Whew. That's a load off my shoulders.
So what do you need me to do?
Dribble a bit of this in the water sources around here, and the stranglers should die off in a few weeks. Just the stranglers, though. Promise. I should go apologize to Vinify for this.
Even if the stranglers were an accident, why were you vandalizing Vinify's work in the first, or Vinify's work in the first place?
Oh, vandalize? Me? I'm not the one herding plants in a cramped little rows. Lashing vines to stakes, amputating the branches of perfectly healthy trees to warp them to some unnatural ideal. I was just showing her what natural beauty looks like.
And that's why you planted new seeds in her arrangements, to make them beautiful.
Well, the moment I spoke to her, I could tell she'd never seen untamed wilds. Her entire concept of nature is perverse, if I'm blunt. I thought if I could breathe some life into those sterile gardens, she might finally see what she's missing.
You thought you were trying to kill her.
Well, I'm sure this little misunderstanding with the stranglers didn't help my case. But that's a bit much. I should clear things up with Vinify before this situation gets any more out of control.
So what brought you to Somerset?
All the stories I've heard about Somerset described it as a paradise. Pristine, idyllic, beautiful. The moment I heard the High Elves were opening the Isles to visitors, I knew I had to see them. Now that I'm here, it just feels fake.
Somerset feels fake?
You know, artificial. Like everything is an imitation. It's like nothing can be its true self. Everything down to the last blade of grass has to be manicured. Forced to be something it's not. It's not beautiful. It's tyranny.
It's their land. This is how they want it.
But it's the wilderness. Birds make their nests and Bosmer grow their homes. But beyond those borders, it's Ifra's domain. I don't expect everyone to abide the Green Pact, but enslaving the land like this just feels wrong.
What's the Green Pact you mentioned?
Sort of a vow. A promise to the Green. That we'd protect it from harm, and in return it would be our own. Now, I know we're not in Valenwood, but those seeds are of the Green. And the idea of harming them makes me sick to the core.
It's that serious?
Better believe it. Any Bosmer who so much as plucks a petal from the Green is doomed to the ooze. Song left unsung forever after. Like you never were. Even if you don't think much of yourself, there's something to fear in that.
But me poisoning the stranglers is fine?
For you, sure. It's not your pact. For me, I'm hoping so. I'm supposed to protect the Green, but we're a long ways from there. Ifra, forgive me if I'm wrong.
Alright. Yeah. So the Wood Elves basically swore a pact with the god of like nature, and swore they would protect nature and they would not eat plants, they would not use plants. He's a scout. But he's not setting things randomly on fire, so how is he a scout? Got no matches in my pocket, but the fire appears. You're not a true scout until you randomly set something on fire. Yes, Wood Elves are reverse vegans. Like, they can only eat meat. Now, I actually have I actually have a group of half elves in in D&D that are vegetarians. They can still use animal products and stuff, but they're not allowed to eat meat by an ancient covenant. But they're still allowed to use animal products. Like they can still use like wool, and they can still like milk cows and things like that. They're just not allowed to slaughter them for the purpose of eating them. I'd be a terrible wood elf. One more water source to poison. Well, it gets even worse when you put into the meat mandate into account, which requires you to consume the bodies of your fallen foes. Whenever a wood elf slays a creature, no matter what that creature is, be it humanoid or beast, they're supposed to eat the corpse of the slain creature. I'm just gonna go ahead and acquire Sunhold real quick. Yeah. Now, most wood elves don't obey that law anymore. A lot of them don't obey the meat mandate anymore. They'll just eat animal meat instead of people. There are some wood elves, though, that still obey the meat mandate. And look, there's another quest right here. Hello, Ken Lady Illusaur.
You there, newcomer. I have been on my feet for nearly an hour, and I have just about had enough of it. Be so kind as to retrieve my absentee husband and my dear Eustasia, so I might be finished with this so-called leisure stroll.
Are they missing?
Of course they're missing. My fool husband let our prized hound off her leash to frolic along the beach. Poor Eustasia didn't know what to make of her freedom, and went charging off after a hare. Durell took off in pursuit, and I've seen neither since.
Which way were they headed?
Into the wilderness, off toward that old way shrine. How far could they have really gone? I would give anything to have my precious Eustasia safely in my arms again. Find her for me, and I will make it worth your while.
I'll find your dog and your husband.
I should be reclining on my lounge with a quarter-millennium-aged port, and Eustasia nestled in my bosom. But no, Durell insisted we take a stroll along the beach.
Why haven't you looked for them yourself?
Go traipsing off into the woods? What do you take me for? That's better left to people accustomed to such conditions.
You don't seem that concerned for your husband.
I am precisely as concerned as I need to be, but I don't see how that's any of your business. If Durell hadn't put me in this very awkward position, I wouldn't need to be concerned at all.
What kind of dog is she?
A prized waxing terrier. It took 16 generations of careful selection to produce a breed distinct from the common Glenumbran terrier. The region is known for its impurities. I took it as a challenge.
So you're a breeder?
Merely a hobby, but one I excel at. My darlings have taken best in show at every show in Somerset. I have even been awarded a commendation for excellence in breeding by the Sapiarchs.
Wow, that's actually pretty impressive. Let's go seal this time breach and we'll try to find her husband and her dog. She's really broken up about her husband though, isn't she? Alright, that's 6 of 9 time breaches sealed. To over near the old way shrine. Trying to make sure I don't wander too far afield and wander outside the zone. Oh, I found him. He looks like Barbarous, and oh no. Well, Doral's dead. I'm gonna pet the dog. Oh, you can pet the dog. They've gotten a lot better about making it so you can pet the dogs. Come on. Because a lot of people were complaining about the fact that you couldn't pet the dogs. So now a lot of the dogs in the game have a pet option, so and your character will pet the dog. Because, you know, they're a heckin' good pupper and they need their pets. Hello, Ken Lady.
Oh, my dear Eustacia! Look at her shaking. She's positively terrified. What happened?
I found your dog by a body in the woods. Was this your husband's locket?
Yes. He commissioned this on the announcement of our wedding. Gaudy thing. He's dead, you say? Just like Durell to leave me a mess to clean up. Keep that bauble for your trouble. It must be worth something to someone.
Heartless widow's locket.
Oh, what a disaster. It will take weeks to get the mats out of her coat.
What are you going to do about your late husband?
Well, I can't tell anyone he died chasing our dog into the woods, can I? It's beneath my dignity. I'll have one of the servants return for him after I've given Eustacia a proper bath. I imagine I'll say he was killed hunting or some such.
You're really callous, you know that?
You see the doe-eyed adoration of that dog? That's the look of a creature who loves too much for her own good. Bless her. Durell was the same way, and look where that got him. I suggest you invest your own cares more prudently and move along.
Oh, I really wish I could do something to that lady. Because gosh, does she deserve it. It's going to acquire this location. We'll go back and turn in that other quest. Oh, hey! He walked all the way down here with Ember. That's cool. I didn't know he roamed so far. And we've only got 20 minutes left in the stream, so we really don't have time to jump into another full quest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to return to Artaeum and progress the main quest. But I might call it after that, or I might just do some more collecting. I don't know yet.
Oh, friend, a little help? Hi again. In a bit of a bind, as you can see. I tried to apologize. I really did, but she's telling the prosecution I've been terrorizing her. I could use some good news. How'd you fare with those stranglers?
I poisoned them as you instructed.
Oh, thank you for that. It'll take some time for them to die off, but they'll be too sick to hurt anyone soon. Could you explain that to the good officers of the law here? How this was all an unfortunate accident and I helped make it right?
You did intend to tamper with Venifil's botanical arrangements, though.
I did meddle a bit, but I didn't mean any harm by it. Surely tossing me in jail's blowing the whole thing out of proportion, right? Promise I'll never do it again. I'll even transplant my addition someplace where they'll be appreciated.
Okay. So we've got two options. The first option is I'll testify on your behalf and he goes free, or you broke the law, Esselin. You gotta face the consequences. Let the man go free. Okay, got one for let him go free. I'll vote with the majority, okay. Give it another minute and see if S Mars G wants to jump in with a option. Yeah, I just realized that the stream is still in, I think it's still in follower only mode. Can I fix that? Oh, okay. You're fine, I understand. Alright, so, in that case, we're going to go ahead and go with I'll testify on your behalf and Elsalon goes free.
Oh, you're a regular saint. I knew the minute I met you that we'd be peas in a pod. You can count on me to do right by Vinifway. Still don't agree with her, but I'll think of a better way to make my point once this is all blown over.
I'll hold you to that. Okay, Justicar.
You must be the concerned bystander I'm hearing so much about. Both Vinifway and Estheon claim you can prove their case, which begs all sorts of questions. But I don't have time for that, so let's cut to the heart of the matter. Is Estheon guilty?
Elsion is at fault, but he wants to make things right. He helped me eliminate the Stranglers.
Given that your testimony is the only real evidence I have, I see no reason to continue dragging out this affair. Estheon will be fined for trespassing and criminal mischief, then released. If I see him here again, he will be jailed.
Understood.
Free the prisoner.
Sorry, really. Truly sorry I am. Won't happen again, officer.
You aren't seriously taking his side in this? A slap on the wrist. It'll take months, if not years, to restore my work to its original condition. You've done me and Somerset a great disservice today.
Yeah. He didn't deserve to go to prison just for planting some flowers. Oh my god, it's flowers! Take him to prison! Kick his teeth out! It's like in Skyrim when you accidentally pick a flower and everyone just starts going crazy. The guy's like, you've committed crimes against Skyrim and her people, what say you? It's just a flower. Oh, look at the Dragonborn stealing flowers while dragons are burning our holds. And, well, it's not going to work. Just because you're the Dragonborn doesn't mean you can steal our flowers. Woohoo!
A breach near the sea. Ah, I do love the ocean. It's a shame you can only see it in 3 dimensions. All the quasi-tones and endless number forms. Actually, I take it back. Your meat brain would explode if you saw this.
I'm here for something in particular. There's a box I need to pick up around here. I'm not exactly sure where it is because it's kind of hard to find, but it should be right around here. And no, I'm not gonna do the Abyssal Geyser, so because I can't solo that thing. And there's nobody else here. If there was other people here, I might do the Abyssal Geyser, but there's literally nobody else here. Should be right over here. Am I missing something? There should. Does anyone see a box? Because I may be missing it, but it should be like right in this area. Oh, there it is right there. Oh no, I'm being forced to dance. I'm being forced to dance. There we go. I got it. Prepare to dance. Found the time breach. About ready to seal it up. The horrors of the forced dance, yes. Did you know that it's illegal to force an Argonian to dance? It's a violation of 3 different Argonian sub-clauses, which I just made up on the spot. Oh, there's another quest here. I believe this is a really short quest, so I'll just go ahead and pick this up and we'll do this real quick. Do the Argonians have a legal system? Not really, to be honest. They're kind of like tribal. Oh, well, this looks bad. Well, let's investigate, shall we? We have a dead woman surrounded by 3 different people. Suspicious. Well, let's talk to Ignica Ratbite.
You walk in here on 3 skivers arguing over a dead
We
body
take her
and
stuff
decide
now.
you want to chat with one of them? You either got some kind of guts or you're some kind of stupid. Either way, maybe you can help.
What happened here?
A family squabble of sorts. You see, one of these ghosties went and killed Vereda. Problem is, none of us are about to go treasure hunting with a murderer at our back and killing for gold. You don't stop at one. So I hear.
You mentioned a treasure.
Ancestor of ours, Jadil the Keelhauler, cached her loot around here. If you grab the chest for us, there's no chance for a sneak attack. The map over there will lead you right to it. And obviously, I'll pay you for the trouble.
I'll collect the treasure chest for you.
Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Look at these squabbling fools. Why don't I just take the treasure myself? Tough like that. The only thing that will crack the chest open is the blood of Jadil's descendant. Thus, you'll need one of us.
Tell me about yourself.
I'm known as Igeki Ratbite. It would serve you well to not forget that name, given that I'll one day have a legacy as epic as Jadil herself.
Why are you called Ratbite?
You saw my face, right? I got bit by a rat.
A rat did that?
It was a big rat. Don't worry, it's dead now.
Alright, then tell me about Gelji the Keelhauler.
She was an explorer. Sailed from Atmora all the way to Yakuda, despite half her crew falling mad along the way. She discovered new lands, new cultures. Shame so few hear of her. Her greatest adventure was raiding the palace of King Orgnum himself.
Is that how she got the treasure?
Right you are. Fled Piandanea after, quick as a flash. Passed the whole Miramore fleet came after her. Eventually, they chased her right to this cove. She fled to the shore, clutching a single chest of treasure. Buried it before making her way back home.
And she enchanted it so only her descendants could open it?
The blood of my blood willingly given. That's how the enchantment goes. You see, Jadil wanted to settle down, have a few brats of her own. So, the story was passed along, waiting for a descendant adventurous enough to set sail.
Let's change topics. Tell me more about yourself.
I'm known as Igeki Ratbite.
Oh, we already know
It
this.
would serve you well to not forget that name, given that I'll one day have a legacy as epic as Jadil herself.
Okay. And Sober Storm.
Seems Igeki roped you in on this little adventure too. Just great. You know, I always wanted siblings growing up. But if this is what my cousins turned out to be like, glad I was spared the experience.
Tell me about yourself.
They call me Sober Storm. And yes, I realize that is an odd name for a Nord. Make no mistake, I still enjoy a strong brew.
Why do they call you Sober then?
There was another Storm in my village. Stone drunk at all hours of the day. He once fell in a mead tank and had to drink his way out. Practically a village hero after that. I was just sober in comparison.
Can you tell me more about your cousins?
Distant cousins. I didn't even realize I was related to these skeevers before Igeki found us. She had the family records, you see. It was her that brought us all together. Ratface needed all of us, though, if she wanted Jadil's treasure.
How so?
Drock had a boat. Vereda had the funds, and I inherited Jadil's map. So we all worked together, as long as was convenient. Of course, the only one I trust not to betray me at this point is Verada. And that's only because she's dead.
Do you think the murder will strike again?
I don't mean to find out. The quicker you find that treasure, the quicker I can make my way back home. Hopefully without a knife ending up between my ribs.
Alright, can you tell me about... Oh, we already did that. Why are there so many non-Altmer on Somerset? They opened the Isles to outsiders.
So, you've decided to join our little escapade. Well, I'd watch my back if I were you. Never know when a dagger will end up in it. But, have no fear. I'm certain I'll crack this little mystery wide open.
Tell me about yourself.
I am called Drokagir, after my father. He was a man of girth, you see. Mother required some way to separate us, and so the epithet Lesser was given to me. Of course, you'll find most to be a lesser man than Drokagir the Lesser, especially when it comes to acting.
So you're a performer?
Yes, most ardently so. I've graced many of Skyrim's stages. Once I've obtained my wealth, I'll visit the House of Reveries. I suspect they'll demand I join them once they've caught wind of my talent.
So, what can you tell me about Verada's death?
Oh, poor Verada. I hardly knew thee, cousin, and now I never shall. One of these rapscallions killed her as she slumbered, oblivious to such a betrayal, strangled her most likely, the brutes, all to get a greater share of the treasure.
Is the treasure that great?
All of us have grown up on tales of Jadil the Keelhauler and her Somerset treasure. The way Auntie Brinkella tells it, whoever opens the chest will have enough wealth to last them a lifetime. Of course, I was happy with a quarter share.
But you suspect the others got greedy?
It has to be one of them, doesn't it? As soon as you bring us the treasure, we'll be on our separate ways. Until then, I'll make sure no one moves from this spot. Wouldn't want another tragedy to occur.
There's a lot of people that wouldn't. We have the treasure map. Here's the treasure map. I know exactly where it is because it's the same place as the actual treasure map, like for the one of the Somerset treasure maps. Yes. Force that man to put on a shirt. I can't force him to put on a shirt. There are some things that even the battle lizard can't accomplish, and one of them is forcing an NPC to put their clothes on. At least it wasn't the girl earlier that was pointed out that had a pair. Dust Keep discovered. And there might be something up here. I may already have it, but I figure it'd be worth popping up just to check. Nope, there's nothing here. You're not allowed to go inside Dusk Keep, so... Why, game, did you have to put a deep patch that was right next to the shore? I could have ridden all the way up to the shore if you hadn't done that. Here you go.
So, were you able to find Jadir's treasure?
Here's the treasure chest.
Huh. I always imagined it a tad bigger. Well, if it's stuffed with diamonds, I guess it doesn't much matter what size the box is. Thanks for grabbing it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to crack this beauty open. Now, let's see what we're working with here.
Can't you bleed any faster, Igeki?
Indeed. My being roils with anticipation.
Roils with anticipation.
What the? There's just a scroll in here. I sailed across many seas and raided many ships, but the most precious treasure is family. May you see the wisdom in these words.
What?
Nope, it was family.
For nothing? I can't believe I poisoned Vereda for a stupid scroll!
Hold a moment. You killed Vereda? But I was the one who strangled her right after she fell asleep.
Neither of you are making any sense. I stabbed her right after we doused the fire.
Wait, did we all kill Vereda to get a bigger share of the treasure?
Ha! I suppose betrayal runs in the family. To think that Jadir planned for this outcome from the very start. Who knew the old girl had such a flair for the dramatic? I wonder if she ever thought of joining the theater.
So what are you gonna do next?
Next? Why, I think I'll hop over to Relenthal, show my talents off, see what happens. Honestly, the performance of this whole affair has put me in a mood for some drama. To think that all three of us were the murderer the whole time.
It was quite the twist.
The mystery of Vereda's death, the tension between us all, and then the grand reveal that there was no treasure to begin with. The whole story drips with dramatic irony.
You know,
I could become a playwright with such a tale. Huh. Not a bad idea.
But you would have to admit to murdering your own cousin. So what now? You throw a big party to celebrate this family bonding exercise? Oh god.
I can't believe I ever looked up to this lunatic crone. To think she would trick us all just for some stupid moral lesson. I just hope such lunacy doesn't run in the family.
I hope this lunacy doesn't run in the family.
I suppose that's why Jadir gave up a life of piracy. She decided a loving family was more important than riches or treasure. What an idiot.
So there never was any treasure to begin with?
I doubt it. Jadir probably did this to bring her descendants closer. Companionship through the hardship of exploration or some such nonsense. To think I went and killed Vereda, all for nothing.
Do you regret killing your cousin?
I regret going through the trouble. It's easy to feel sympathy for a corpse, but trust me, if you had known Vereda, you would understand. It's no coincidence that all three of us decided to go after her, and only her.
Apparently they all hated her. It's like... Alright, and that's where we're going to end off for today, everyone. I want to thank you for watching if you did, and I hope to catch you next week as we continue the Somerset DLC. And I don't know what exactly we're going to do next, but Friday we're going to do the Sunhold dungeon since we're still in the area for Sunhold. And then next week we'll probably get back to doing some more stuff on the mainland. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I hope to catch you next time. Goodbye.